Link Affinity is a tool that optimizes your digital media relation efforts with a faster and more efficient approach. It operates as an all-in-one management tool where you can spot collaboration opportunities, manage your communications with the media, automate workflows, monitor your link profile, report all your efforts to your customers. Many companies waste their time and money on strategies based on link buying and other outdated authority building techniques. These outdated procedures no longer give results. Link Affinity identifies potential collaborations with relevant media that will help build your brand's topical authority, resulting in a positive impact on your rankings. Nowadays, for a search engine to consider you a topical authority, you must become a real authority, and that is the mission of Link Affinity. With an advanced natural language processing system, it calculates semantic affinity by crawling up to 10,000 URLs for each prospect and analyzing their content, tagging, and ranking terms. Link Affinity performs an automated analysis of your link profile applying the naturalness algorithm. Naturalness seeks the balance between semantic affinity, authority, and penalty risk. Unlike other tools, Link Affinity devalues spammy links just like Google does, avoiding negative reports from automatic spam. You will save hundreds of hours by using our semantic automations. Let the AI work for you by selecting only those media opportunities that will add value to your project. Link Affinity's demanding quality filters will save time on manual analysis. Link Affinity integrates with tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Majestic SEO, or Systrix. With Link Affinity's complete management system, you can plan your campaign, organize your tasks, and reach out to your target media. You can also transfer the outreach to our team, who will exclusively negotiate with the media based on your collaboration request. Thanks to GDP technology and the experience of your clients, you can identify hot topics and suggest collaborations related to them to all kinds of journalists or content creators. Receive collaboration pitches from media looking for expertise. Link Affinity connects journalists with experts on topics relevant to their stories. Participate in interviews, provide information of interest, or collaborate on articles. You will be able to generate reports of all the activities carried out for your clients. Link Affinity changes the way of understanding and executing digital PR, ethical link building, and brand building campaigns. Due to this paradigm shift, Link Affinity has earned numerous industry awards, including Best PR Tool and multiple software innovation nominations. Thousands of clients have tried our method and have seen how easy it is to maximize their efforts and increasing productivity while improving final results. With our certified partner program for agencies, you will also have all of your clients on a single panel with personalized reports and much more. Request your free demo now at linkaffinity.io.
Hola, hola, hola. Oh, you guys are so nice. So nice to be back here. Es el mejor evento del mundo, esto. Okay, this year I'm going to speak about AI for once. I'm not going to talk about EEAT until a little bit later. I'm going to talk about how to prepare your brand or your personal brand or anything for the upcoming AI features that we'll be seeing in the search engines. My name's Lily Ray. I'm the Senior Director of SEO and Head of Organic Research at an agency called AMSIV Digital, based in New York City. And this is a bit of what it feels like if you work in SEO this year. I've been wanting to talk about all kinds of different topics at conferences, but the truth is AI has entered the discussion and it's not really going anywhere. So if you are speaking about AI or researching AI, you probably feel a bit like this. I know Aleda, for example, we talked about, when you're talking about AI, every day it's something different. It's just changing so quickly. So some recent developments in AI, particularly as it relates to SEO. So first, obviously, we have the announcement of ChatGPT in November of last year. We also have Bing Chat, which I'm actually excited to talk about. I think it's a really awesome product that was in February of this year. We have Bard, which was announced in March of 2023, which is essentially Google's version of ChatGPT and does a lot of really cool things as well. And then in May of this year, we had at Google I/O, Google announced what they call SGE, the Search Generative Experience, which I'll be talking a lot about today. So let's start with ChatGPT. Obviously, I imagine you guys are using ChatGPT. Show of hands. Okay, it's like 90%. Not surprising. When ChatGPT came out, I think a lot of us were rightfully concerned, like, oh great, SEO is dead again, right? Do we have careers anymore? Because it does a lot of the things that Google and the other search engines do quite well. It's a very, very impressive product, obviously. But then we learned, oh wait, ChatGPT was only trained through 2021 data. This is great. It doesn't know recent things. It doesn't know new events. So if you ask it things pertaining to recent events, to this day, ChatGPT 4 still doesn't have any training data past September 2021. Then we have ChatGPT and OpenAI quickly saying, just kidding, we now have browser mode and we now have plugins so we can actually access the internet in real time. So as it stands currently, ChatGPT can and does go out and crawl your site and other sites. If it's using browser mode or plugins, it might be literally scraping your content right now and serving up that content in ChatGPT. In many cases, it's not providing links back to your site, so you might want to think and talk to your clients about whether or not this is important to you. Because if you make money off ads, for example, it's potentially showing your information directly in ChatGPT with no attribution. So there's a robots directive that you can use to just block ChatGPT if that's something that's valuable for your business. But as it stands, ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4 cannot crawl web pages without the browser mode or without plugins. This continues to be a misconception in our industry. People are saying, oh, I can pull search volume for all these keywords or pull domain authority for all these sites. It's just not how it works. It doesn't have that real-time access to the internet unless you're using browser mode, browse with Bing, or plugins. So this is an example. As you probably all know, Donald Trump was indicted a couple of weeks ago. So I was just playing around with ChatGPT and checked ChatGPT 4 and said, did Donald Trump get invited? And it says, oh, as a language model, I don't have access to that information. If it happened past September 2021, I don't have any idea. Then you switch it to browser mode and it was like, yep, he got indicted. So just a little bit of a difference about how the different ChatGPT products work. And, ChatGPT 4 has knowledge cutoffs. It's self-aware. It says, I don't actually know this information. So in Spanish, I say, dame información sobre el evento que se llama SEonthebeach. And it said, lo siento, like, sorry, I don't actually know about anything happening past 2021, so I don't know anything about the current SEO on the beach, but it did know a lot of great information about SEO on the beach, which is pretty cool. But it tells you, like, if it's something relevant and new and timely that you're looking for, I don't have that information. So September 2021, that's the magic date. But wait, now we have browser mode. So you can basically say, actually, I want to use browser mode with Bing, and I want to learn about SEO on the beach. So I tried this. I used browser mode. It starts by saying, OK, I'm reading the content. It's going out to the internet. This took about 30 seconds. Then it goes, wait, I clicked on a link, and this takes about 40 seconds. And then it goes, going back to the last page. This took another 30 seconds. So I waited like 2.5 minutes with browse mode with Bing and lost a lot of patience. And finally, when it produced an answer, it said, oh yeah, SEO on the beach is this great event. It's actually accurate to this event. And then it said, se celebró el 24 y 25 de febrero. It's like, no, that's the wrong event. So even when this browser mode works, it doesn't exactly work. It's not entirely accurate content. And another thing that, our industry, you've probably seen all these tweets, right? Oh, I've completely changed my behavior. I do all my searches on ChatGPT. I don't even use Google anymore. I'm like, really? So this black area right here is worldwide usage of ChatGPT. This is worldwide usage of Google. This is April 2023. So yes, we're living in a little tech bubble where maybe a lot of people are using it, but it's not really getting that much worldwide usage just yet. I also spoke to Marcus Tober. He works at SEMrush. Last week we were together, and he had some data that shows that ChatGPT OpenAI interest is kind of flatlining. Like, it was obviously spiking for a long time, but it seems to be tapering off a little bit. So there is one really promising plugin. Has anybody tried Link Reader? Yeah. Will Reynolds, the SEO, he's amazing. He shared a really great video about how to use it. Turns out this is a really phenomenal plugin. This is a way that my team and I have been using it. Previously, we were basically taking all the content of 2 different pages and asking ChatGPT to compare the content, which is a very cumbersome process. It has a character limit and everything like that. But with Link Reader and some other similar plugins, you can basically say, here's URL A, here's URL B, and it goes and it fetches the content. And then you can literally say, what's on URL A that's not on URL B? How can I improve URL A to make it better than B? Or whatever questions you want to ask. and it actually does a really great job analyzing the text. So to me, this is a pretty transformative way that we can use ChatGPT for SEO purposes. So consider the link reader plugin. Next, we have Bing Chat, which, don't listen, Martin, I think it's the best tool on the market right now in the AI space. Unfortunately, nobody's using it, but it's pretty awesome. So with Bing Chat, what Bing is doing is they're using ChatGPT and OpenAI technology in conjunction with real-time Bing search results. So what it kind of results in is that it's able to pull information from the live internet. It also uses ChatGPT technology, so all the great summarization and conversational, like the benefits of ChatGPT are there built into the tool. And lo and behold, they link to the places that they're getting the information from, which is great for us. And honestly, it's super accurate. Like it tends to be, to me, the most accurate of all the AI tools that I've tried so far. And I really think the fact that Bing is so interested in including citations throughout the text is amazing. Thank you, Bing. Fabrice is not here, but thank Fabrice. This is actually pulled directly from Bing. This is basically how it works. I don't want to misspeak, it's pretty technical, but essentially the way they're doing it is that you put a query into Bing, it kind of like synthesizes what do we think the user means by that query and kind of boils it down. And then they use ChatGPT technology, or rather, they actually pull from the live Bing search results. So anything that's been indexed on Bing, even to the last hour, they can pull from that. And then they basically summarize things using GPT technology. So you get this nice conversational response using actual real-time data, anything that's indexed in Bing. So what Bing does is that it tells you, if I say, is SEO on the Beach in Spain a good conference, and would I like to go there if I'm a new SEO professional? And it kind of synthesizes it and said, SEO on the Beach Spain conference, and then it, think about what it's doing here. Maybe you want to optimize for these keywords, because that's kind of like a boiled down version of what you asked it. So it's a really positive experience, but unfortunately, Bing Chat does not seem to have done anything to grow Bing's market share just yet, which is kind of sad, because I think it's a great product. So I don't know how much Microsoft is going to continue to promote this tool, but currently it hasn't really changed the distribution of the search engine usage just yet. Also pretty awesome that Bing Chat is going to show up in Bing Webmaster Tools. They've been saying this for a couple of months, but pretty soon in Bing Webmaster Tools, you'll be able to see the actual chat queries that people typed in. So that would be awesome if we had that in Google as well, just saying. So next we have Bard. Who's using Bard? Anybody? It's not available in Europe? Are you using VPNs or whatever? Yeah, Bard's all right. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's this great kind of Google version of ChatGPT that does a lot of really cool things. It's definitely growing and changing and innovating all the time. It's multimodal, so it has text and images as well. Pretty soon it's going to integrate with different Google products, so you can send things to Gmail or your Google Calendar, or Maps, Sheets, and Docs. So that's pretty awesome. However, the information provided by Bard is not the best. So I asked it how to create backlinks. This was hilarious. Guest blogging, commenting on blogs, social media, forums. Like, if you actually read this here, it's literally against Google's guidelines. Like, if you cross-reference Google guidelines, each one of these are things you're not supposed to do, or you're supposed to use nofollow. So I don't know that it's the best place to get professional advice. I also asked Bard to list 5 businesses that were affected by Google algorithm updates, and it did an okay job. Like, oh, we know JCPenney at one point was hit by a core update, and Overstock and Walmart. But it then generated these fake Google updates, like the Google Quality Rater update. That's not a thing. So it's always a little bit missing the mark. And we're SEOs, we know that this is missing the mark, but I would just be careful about what other content you're getting advice from with Bard. So next I want to talk about SGE. Who has tried using SGE? Yeah, it's not easy to do if you're in Europe. So it's like 4 people. I've luckily been able to play with it quite a bit. I think it's really funny that when you Google SGE, it's like, did you mean AGE? I'm like, no, Google, I meant SGE. It's your product. You should probably get on that. But yeah, Google announced this in May. It's this new generative AI search result feature that literally takes up the entire search results in many cases. So it is worth paying attention to, especially if Google rolls it out in any form of the way it currently looks, because it's going to change all of our professions in a very big way. I asked the SEO community on Twitter, or just whoever follows me on Twitter, what they think of this tool, if it's a significant improvement to what we currently have with Google Search. and only 12% said they currently feel like it's a significant improvement. The rest basically said meh or no improvement at all. So as it stands, sorry Google, not really, I mean maybe we're biased, but it's not really the best experience. So my initial opinions, don't listen Martin, I honestly think it's really redundant with what we already have in the search results. A lot of times it'll show featured snippets or map results above featured snippets and above maps. So you get like this double search result that kind of says the same thing. Sometimes it directly copies content. The accuracy and helpfulness of content is not always entirely clear. The lack of links and sourcing, I'm sorry, to me this is the biggest issue. It'll tell you all kinds of answers, but there's never a citation that shows you where it got that information from. There's never a link to a product, as we'll see in a later slide. And honestly, aside from like the SEO in me that obviously cares about the traffic, it's just not a great experience in many cases, because intuitively as a user, you want to read more about that information and you can't do that in the current state. So to be honest, like with impacted categories, it's kind of everything. So a lot more categories are affected than I thought. So this is just a small subset of which categories are affected, but of course, informational content, anything with reviews or product reviews shows SGE results, shopping and commerce queries, location and maps content. If you ask anything about hotels or travel or restaurants, you're gonna see SGE. Branded keywords, depending on the day. Sometimes it shows branded results, sometimes it doesn't. When I first started, it would show a giant thing for Nike, and now it says there's no AI result for this keyword, and that was after I tweeted about it. So I don't know if like every day they're kind of changing what shows. Travel content, many health and wellness queries. Google told us that they wouldn't show SGE for your money or your life content, and they did, and they are. So there's a lot of health and medical content in SGE currently. So it's still early. SGE is changing every day. They're obviously innovating and testing it. So this is how you use it. If you haven't tried it yet, you know, when you Google something, it's going to show you this SGE result, and then you have this cute little button over here that takes you to where it got the answers from. So in this case, it's getting Sergio Ramos is an important Spanish player. These are the 4 sites that it got that information from. But you're not going to get this view unless you click this tiny little button, and that's important. And it's improving every day. So this was from Cyrus Shepard on Twitter. He said, how to boil eggs. This is hilarious. It goes, let the eggs cook for 9 to 12 minutes. Then let the eggs cook for 14 minutes. Then let the eggs cook for 11 minutes, and then 6, 8, 9, 10 minutes, then 15, then 5, then 13. So you've cooked your eggs for like 45 minutes. I don't know if that's gonna come out very well. And yeah, with maps, it pulls in like a version of Google Business Profile or a version of Google Maps, but it'll often be redundant with what shows below in Google Maps. And in some cases, the sorting is different. So it's almost like they're using a different method to actually rank results, like best nightclubs in Berlin. This was a slightly different order than what you see in Google Maps, but you're gonna see a lot of that Google Maps content directly in SGE. And third-party reviews matter for SGE, so again, it's not just using the Google Maps ranking algorithm to determine who gets to rank where. It's actually saying, oh, we know that in Malaga, Spain, there's these 4 restaurants that have been cited in different third-party review sites, plus Google Maps, I guess, is the last one. So we know Blossom is a great restaurant from those 4 sources. Honestly, SGE tries to be helpful in many cases, but it's not always entirely helpful. So when you type Rome map, it goes, here's a map of Rome. And it's like not a map of Rome. And before we had Google Maps, and that was the first result. So it's like, sometimes it's a little bit over-engineered. Like, couldn't we just have the Google Maps? Like, that was fine. So some weirdness that they're still working on. And it does pull images from Google Business Profile. So I asked about Marie Haynes, the SEO. It gave me a little summary about Marie, and then it pulled those pictures from her Google Business Profile account, which is pretty cool. So pay attention to what's in your Google Business Profile. Product review queries. This is pretty interesting. You can click on these theoretically and go to Google Merchant Center, and there's a lot of third-party sites that are listed below. There's actually 14 organic results that are listed in that carousel. I want to make sure we have enough time, so I'm actually going to jump to, this part. So this is when you type product queries. It tells you which products are the best products, but there's no links. That's me highlighting and being like, hey, Google, please, can you add a link? Doesn't that make sense? Like to tell us that that's the best running shoe and link to somewhere to buy it? But currently it's just text, no links. There's also some plagiarism concerns. So this query is, how long does it take to get over a breakup? Just curious. And Google basically took this content directly from a psychologist, verbatim put it here, no quotes, no mention of the psychologist. I immediately tweeted it and I was like, that's not cool. Danny Sullivan responded and was like, oh, no, it's there. You just have to click on the little link in the right side and you can see that it came from that site. I was like, no, that's not clear at all. But they've also been saying, please continue to provide us feedback. So of course, Google's innovating. If you have access to SGE, you can use the feedback form to tell them what you think about it. And I also asked Google if SGE results are personalized, and they said probably not. So some people are speculating that it's personalized, but it's not. There's risks of demonstrating opinions and biases. So I said, is Google better than Bing? And it basically said, Google does much better in terms of more search results, more relevant search results, and a better understanding of user intent. I was like, interesting. I wonder if they're biased at all. I'm going to jump ahead because I'm running out of time, but I want to jump to a little experiment that I did. And I'll send this to you guys after. But basically, yeah, so when SGE doesn't appear, highly political topics, some medical topics, other YMYL queries like financial advice, sensitive queries or conspiracies it doesn't show, recipes, adult keywords, branded queries. These are all the examples of when Google wouldn't usually trigger an SGE result. Now, I would like to jump to, yes, so influencing SGE and Bing. I personally think that you can now basically create AI answers or affect what's in AI answers by affecting what's on your site and what's on third-party sites. So basically, this is what I've been doing. I've been doing an experiment where I take my personal website, take some questions people might have about me that have never been asked on the internet before, answered them on my personal site. You can do this for your own clients. And the result is, this is the before. How is Lily Ray related to Man Ray? Random question. Made the website change. 1 week later, I got that direct result in SGE with a nice little picture. So that took 1 week. Pretty cool. We also have, what are Lily Ray's favorite cities? This is before it was a Twitter result. Made the change on my website 2 weeks ago, and now SGE is showing it directly as well. So think about how you can start affecting the content on your client sites. Also, we have before a website change. What is Lily's dog's name and what kind of dog is it? I put it on my website. Before the change, it was a tweet. And now after, we have both Bing and Google directly answering the question, although Google thinks it's wrong. Google's wrong. It thinks my dog is 76 years old, so that's not entirely accurate. Sometimes it gets things mixed up, so I said, what's Lily Ray's father's name? It got it right from my website, and then it had another Lily Ray whose father was a peach farmer in South Carolina. And it's not me. Yeah, I guess he beat her too. It's like, that's not my dad. Jesus, like, it's not my dad. Yeah, it's a lot. And then sometimes you can ask it interesting questions. Who's the SEO that plays drums and is a DJ and it knew that was me? That's pretty cool. So there's ways you can kind of like triangulate information about your clients. Bing Chat Answers is awesome. I added this 1 week ago. How did Lily Ray get into SEO? It answered very clearly with links to my site. 25 seconds. New information is indexed quickly on Bing. So Bing uses Index Now. If you're using Index Now, you can theoretically get things indexed within like minutes. If you're using Yoast Premium, that's a default feature. So you can get information that you're asking on the AI chat or the SGE answered directly. Here's your steps to do this. Ran out of time. I'll send it to you on Twitter. Oh my God.